good, Jet Setters? Dame Dash is tired of all the games. Lately, Dame has been exposing all of Jay-Z's secrets and how the two may never be friends again. Apparently, Dame Dash has been going through it behind the scenes. Everything from frivolous lawsuits to people sneak dissing him and then hiding their hand. Dame seems to place a lot of the blame for all of his troubles on Jay-Z. See, there's a conspiracy out there that Jay-Z does the most damage behind the scenes. Everyone from Jadakiss, Nas, 50 Cent, and now Dame Dash have all spoken about just how dangerous Jay-Z truly is behind the scenes. I'm going to play the clip of Dame exposing Jay-Z, but before I do, I want you to hear Jay-Z speak on Dame Dash. See, you would never think that Jay-Z has any negative feelings towards Dame Dash based on the positive things he always says about him in interviews. Here's Jay-Z talking about how Dame Dash is a hustler and that he's confident he'll find his way to success. Here's what Jay-Z had to say.
It was interesting because Dame put this Vine out the other day.
Yeah.
You got word of this?
Yeah.
And said that it was a bittersweet, but he kind of loved listening to the album because he knows what
I mean,
you're
the thing that
true.
what we built, no time or space, right? No matter how many years I ain't see him, the love is still there, because, what we've done was, forever be, stamped in history. Like we created something that's going to go down forever. So it's I can only have love for Damon.
That's nice to hear.
I just don't know, where we are in our life. Are we the same two young men at that time, or will we gel in that way? We're two different people.
You never cross paths? People never try to...
No, I haven't seen him in a while.
Do you ever, because there's been so many news stories about stuff that he's dealing with. Do you ever feel bad that it ended the way it did, or that maybe his situation didn't turn out to be as good as your situation? And
I have a thing about in life I can't control everything. I can't control the things in life. Of course, if you see someone going through problems, but I have ultimate confidence in him that he'll find his way, because he's an amazing and really smart guy, and he's a... I almost said ultimate hustler, but I really hated that. I really hated it.
See, it's clips just like that right there that make people call Dame Dash a hater. See, Jay-Z is a smooth criminal in my opinion, and he'll speak highly of you in front of the camera. But if you cross him, you better watch your back. So much of Jay-Z's power and success comes from his ability to stay calm under pressure. It seems like no matter how many interviews Dame does exposing Jay-Z, Jay never truly responds. Here's the clip of Dame detailing exactly what Jay-Z is doing to him behind the scenes. Here's what Dame Dash had to say.
It's never, for me, the things that happen with me, which is fucked up, is it's never like a natural, organic thing where things get like fucked up for me. You know what I mean? It's always like a group of men from my culture, like a Steve Stout, that'll get with a Leor Cohen and then go holler at a Jay-Z and then go, and tell people like, yo, if you mess with him, then you can't mess with me. And it's like a real conspiracy. And the reason why I know it, like I would hear about it, but like as soon as I get and step to niggas, like if I see Steve Stout, he throws everybody under the bus and tells me everything. So I'd be like, yo, what was that all about? That was Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? He'd be like, yo, that was Leor and them. And then when I go see, like, I'll, see L.A. Reid and be like, yo, what was all that shit about in the paper? That was Steve Stout who put that in the paper, saying, because, there was a moment in time when it was like, it was in the paper that me and homie was beefing. And I was like, I'm not beefing with him. Why? Who keeps putting that in the paper?
Right.
But then when I was telling homie, I was like, why you not straightening that out? Well, it just adds fuel to the fire. I was like, yeah, all right. So, well, you know what I mean? He had somebody doing his dirty work, but now that I know there was an actual, like, I saw it on the, Dave Mays sent it to me, like a clip of Un saying that, there was a plan to get me out of there. Like, he was going to get people conspire to fuck with me, and the reason why he's butthurt because I smacked the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Everyone that, like, has a reason to get at me because we had some man shit and they lost on some man shit, they go do some like, you know, underhanded to me like girl shit. No, and I don't even want to disrespect girls because this shit is like lower than bullshit.
Right.
So there's always some degree of a conspiracy against me. So like if you notice like at BET, like I didn't even get invited to anything. Like I don't know if I would have went, but it's like, yo, it's hip hop. How y'all don't invite Dame Dash?
Right.
And then people in BET be like, yo, why they invite you? They be like, well, when they ask the person like that runs it, they'll be like, oh well, you know, he still has beef with Jay and and I'd be like, this shit was like 30 years ago. What the fuck are y'all talking? I never had a beef with Jay. I just want to get the fuck away.
Right.
You know, like you sell companies and you don't have to continue to do that with people, but you know. In another culture, you sell a company, whether it was a bad or good thing, you celebrate, you know, and then you go and sell another company, regardless. And sometimes people do bullshit because people sometimes are from different places, so their morals are different.
So you feel like Jay and some of the other people from your past still got some bitterness?
3,000%. They all be on some bullshit. I'm saying it because I hear it.
Right.
So the bottom line is it didn't bother me for a while because I was out doing artsy shit, like opening up art galleries and blah, blah, blah. But when I have a movie out and I'm trying to put it on BET or I'm trying to get it distributed and I'm hearing that bullshit, I'm like, damn, y'all really was butthurt. Like, I didn't know it was like that. You know, you hear about shit, but I didn't know it was that concrete. So when somebody says it in an interview, how can and then somebody sends it to me to trigger me, of course I'm gonna be bothered about it. Like I had to call my therapist about that shit.
Right.
Like I'm like, yo, this shit is making me think like different ways about how to approach things, and one of those ways are very dark. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't want to think like that because I ain't gonna do nothing. So I'm like, what can I do? I don't want to internalize that shit, but this shit is pissing me off. But you know, I'll deal with it. And it's fucked up.
Is it gonna help or hurt you with the new purchase? BET and
Tyler
VH1
Perry
was just bought by Tyler Perry.
Just real quick, let me ask you a question. You guys are smart guys, right? Did you read that in the Wall Street?
I'm much smarter than him.
Let me finish. Did you read that in the Wall Street Journal?
I don't know. Definitely not.
You heard it on TikTok or something? Did you read it in the New York Times?
We all know that I'm like a top reader.
I'm just asking. Did you read it?
Read the top
I'm just
articles
asking. I'm just asking.
Click in.
I'm just asking.
Scrolling.
No, I think it was
just
Instagram
asking.
actually.
He's a
Did
Facebook.
I'm just asking.
Scrolling through shit.
You're not gonna let me
saw
ask. Did you read it in the New York Times?
Definitely not.
So I wouldn't go with that narrative until you read it officially in a trade magazine or something like that. I wouldn't go with the TikTok.
Oh, okay. So it ain't happened yet.
Well, did you hear it come out of his mouth?
No.
Oh, okay.
He definitely.
That's
fair.
That's why I don't talk about other cats' business based on what I heard, because I never really know if it's true, and sometimes you can make yourself look silly, you know, in the future if you stand 10 toes on something that's a rumor. So you don't want to stand on that unless you read it someplace.
That's cold-blooded. If what Dame is saying is true, then I can see how that can be annoying. However, a lot of people in the comments feel it's all cap and that Dame has a vendetta against Jay-Z. See, I'll leave that up to y'all in the comment section. Comment down below. Do you think Dame Dash is telling the truth or is just hating on Jay-Z? And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.